Welcome back to Cars of Queens. This is a really heavily requested video. Everybody wants to know how I got the Dustbuster van, what was the story behind it. And I got this thing for only $250 because the owners were planning to crush it. They were gonna junk this car. It actually sat on a street in Astoria after they had trouble finding parking for it. As you all know, New York City, very hard to find parking. The landlord told them to get the car off the property. They had nothing to do with it. It had been sitting since 2016, and they were looking to just get rid of it. They were looking to crush it for free. Actually, they were looking to just get rid of it with no money. And thankfully, Elite Supercars of New York City on Instagram, Elite Supercars NYC, shout out to him. He told me about this van. He knows I love these. Big shout out to him. Without him, I wouldn't have this van. And I was able to grab the phone number, which was on the side. The owner had left the phone number in case anyone needed him to move the van. It was sitting with no registration, no inspection, none of that. And it's a top of the line 3800 engine, not the 3.1, not the 3.4. Got the 3800. It's the real deal. It's the best U-body van you could get. Got a lot of looks driving this thing, I'll tell you that much. Everybody looks at this. I mean, you don't see these on the road, especially not in New York City, where you know, cars are just disposable pretty much. So crazy. I'm gonna give you guys a walk around of the van, and then we're actually gonna take it for a test drive, pop the hood, see what it's all about. Oldsmobile silhouette. I got this thing for only $250. Initially the guy wanted 500, and I was like, 500, dude, you're crazy. You were gonna crush this thing for free. So you know, I'm really glad I got to save it from the crusher first and foremost. I mean, that was really my priority. And it needs a few things, very minor things, nothing too crazy, nothing that's gonna break the bank. I mean, it's a 3800. Everybody knows how. Really fun car to drive, I must say. I mean, it doesn't look like it's a fun car, but it really is. I mean, it rides like a dream. And it's very comfortable inside. Getting inside, getting in the back of this thing, you can hear the horn. I accidentally pressed that. It's got 3 rows of seats. This one does not have the child seat, but it's still cool nonetheless. It's the 3rd row in the back. It's got a sagging headliner, what you'd expect out of a 1994 minivan. Getting inside this thing, gotta say, it's very interesting to be in this thing. Look at that wide angle. Very interesting. Got a lot of visibility out of this thing. Everything in here is super futuristic. This is what the future looked like in 1994. Very cool. Everything looks it screams 90s, but at the same time it's very futuristic. Got 132,000 miles on the dash. Got a brand new windshield in 2016, right before this car was put away for storage. They put a brand new windshield on it. It's got fresh oil. Everything's really nice. The seats are incredibly comfortable, and it's very fun to take it for a drive. We've got the overhead console. This is where the garage door opener would have been. I'm sure many of you have seen Doug DeMuro's video. This is where the garage door opener would have been. And it fires right up. Storage. This car's got a lot of storage. Every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, I really scored this thing for $250. And these were pretty much not nearly as common as Winstars or Chrysler minivans, but nonetheless still very common. Before Cash for Clunkers destroyed a lot of these. There goes that SRT Grand Cherokee. Yeah, but these were pretty common up until around 2009. And a lot of them did die due to Cash for Clunkers. So it's like really amazing to see any of these. A lot of people, right as soon as I got this, they were like, yo, can I buy it? I want to hold on to it for a little while longer, at least. I mean, I'm going to fix it up, hopefully, and, you know, have it running really good. So stay tuned for the video on what's exactly wrong with this. It's nothing major at all. A few minor things here and there to make it a really nice van. I mean, the paint is really shiny. It's not bad at all. For 1994, it was garaged for past 4 years. So, I mean, that's why. But lots of recent services. I mean, they did a full service basically to this car before they locked it up, which, you know, is mind-boggling, but they did. Elderly owned. We got the reverse lights like a Crown Vic over here in the back. Got the trunk. It's pretty filthy back here, but it's gonna get a full detail. We're gonna make it look brand new. It's got, you know, as much space as you need for, you know, groceries and stuff, and of course you can fold down these seats and, you know, have a ton of room looking down. You have just ample space for anything you need, pretty much. Fires right up. Transmission is smooth. It's got plenty of power. Let's go. Very soft suspension on this car. It absorbs all the speed bumps and everything really nicely. Gotta say, it's a really nice riding car. I mean, I would compare it to like a Land Yacht Crown Victoria. The blinkers all work. The power windows work. It handles about as much as well as you'd expect it to. It's very floaty, I must say. But it was a luxury kind of minivan, so it was like a Buick or a Cadillac of minivans, is what people like to call it. It's got plenty of power. It's 3,800. You know, it can get you up and going if you need it to, as you can see. The transmission is butter smooth. I love it. It's perfect for daily use. I mean, it's a fun car. This guy's all over the fucking road. I mean, it's a pleasure to drive, I must say. 1994, not bad at all. It just floats over speed bumps, which is, you know, perfect for New York City. Takes the potholes and speed bumps with ease. It's got a little bit of body roll, not too much at all, not as much as you'd expect it to have. Sounds really nice, not bad at all. 3.8 liter V6. It's the same thing that they put into the Buicks all the time. The Impalas, the Impala SS had the turbocharged V6. In fact, we're passing another 3,800 buddy right now. It's not as bad at all. It's got the column shifter. A little bit of cabin noise, but that's only because the windows are down. Let me put it all up. And there you go. It doesn't make too much noise at all now. It's actually really, really quiet in here. I mean, it puts a lot of economy modern cars to shame with how quiet it is. It's a pleasure to drive. I would not mind dailying this thing at all. Even though I do have a brand new 2020 car. This is actually not bad at all. It does sound really nice when you put your foot on the gas. And it's a perfect car for New York City. I mean, other than the Crown Vic and town car, this is what I would think of when you want to, you know, avoid all the potholes and stuff in New York City. This car is perfect for that kind of stuff. I think this is going to be the only video on YouTube with somebody slamming a Dustbuster. The visibility is really good. I mean, you can see everything. It's kind of like a 360 view. What these Oldsmobiles and the other U bodies and H bodies of the time had. The brakes work actually really nicely. I'm surprised I got a car with perfect tires, perfect brakes. Everything is like, you know, everything works. I mean, there's a few problems here and there. They're very minor, and we're actually going to rip it down here in Mexico. All right, speed bump. Took it with ease at 20 miles an hour. I mean, you can barely feel a thing. Another speed bump at 30. You can hear it, but it doesn't like shake you violently. Gets up to 40, really, really nice. Not bad. 30-mile-an-hour speed bump again. Really is a pleasure to drive. It's not hard to like look out or anything, despite the slant. I mean, 0 to 60 does take a while, but I enjoy every minute of it. I mean, it's really, really fun, despite being slow, which I guess you could say about a lot of 90s cars. And there you go. There goes the, that concludes the test drive and the review of the 1994 Oldsmobile Silhouette. This is the top of the line, the 3800. This was the luxurious minivan you could get in 1994.